There it is. It is February 28th, 2024, and Bitcoin has broken the bull market doors. This is what it looks like on the weekly chart. Bitcoin just crushing through those bull market doors, everybody. I want to talk about what it means, what I'm looking at on the shorter term charts, the daily, what is next for Bitcoin in this move. And really, I do want to just discuss the volatility that might take place on these Bitcoin charts. So please hit the subscribe, hit the like. Let's jump into the video. First thing I just want to mention right off the bat, the data that I'm using, just even for this indicator, the bull market doors, we talk about the bull market doors, the data that I'm using there is data that I've been tracking on this YouTube channel for years. So it's a historic moment for Bitcoin, but it's a historic moment for me just watching this chart play out over the years. I don't know if many of you remember me talking about this chart. I posted this chart, this data back in 2018. You can see Bitcoin right below $4,000. One thing I just want to point this out, and I can't say I did this exactly on purpose, but you see my speculation of the bull markets, to the bear markets, the bull markets. Check out when Bitcoin's breaking $56,000 or so, right around here. You see on this chart, 56, 55. Check it out. When is that happening? We're looking at February 2024. Now, I'm not trying to pat myself on the back, but that is awesome. And the reason why I think it's awesome is because, once again, what I used in the description of all the data here was indicators that are data-driven, they're data-based, they're based on timeframes and the history of Bitcoin, the supply shock of Bitcoin, the Bitcoin halvings, the cycles of Bitcoin, and that's all it is. It's really nothing special I did. But look how on pace Bitcoin is. Now, obviously, last bull market fell short of this $90,000 target, hit around $70,000. So take those for a grain of salt, these targets to the upside. But I will say this, these cycles, if you just look at this chart, they've been repeating, and they just have been repeating. The consistency of Bitcoin in these cycles have been absolutely insane. So before we talk about and zoom in on these charts, the daily charts, and talk about what might be next on the short term, I do want to start on the weekly real quick, and I want to point something out to you. There's around 1,460 days in a 4-year period. Not around. There are 1,460 days in a 4-year period. Bull market high to bear market low. I talk about these bull market doors. That's what it is in green. It's a lower high Fibonacci resistance channel. This happening, Bitcoin breaking through those bull market doors, through that channel, is this event that takes place every 4 years. That's a piece of data I've personally been tracking. That's why I've called it the bull market doors. 1,460 days it takes for 4 years to happen. So if we go, and I just want to show you something, and this really ties into the power of the move that is happening right now. If we go from the 2017 bull market doors being broken all the way here, and we take the time frame of how long it took from that time to the next time the doors would be broken in 2020, check this out. We are looking at around 1,414 days. So remember, there's 1,460, took around 4 years for Bitcoin to break those doors since the last time it broke the doors. Then we go to the cycle before that. And bear with me, I'm going to show you why this is powerful. We go to the cycle before that, Bitcoin breaks the bull market doors, 2017. And then the cycle before that was 2013. The time it took for Bitcoin to break the doors was 1,421 days. Again, around 4 years. So in cycles past, it has taken around 4 years to break the bull market doors. Check this out. Right now, Bitcoin, 1,197 days from the last time it broke these doors. We're looking at just over 3 years. Bitcoin and the move that is happening right now is happening sooner. The move that is even happening in altcoin world is happening sooner. And people, I don't think, are realizing that. People want the parabolic bull market gains right now. They think it's taken too long this time around. This move is happening sooner. Look where we were pre-halving last cycle, right? And so what is happening right now on the Bitcoin chart is something that has never happened. Yeah, the bull market doors have been broken before, but before the halving, this has never happened. So that's a big deal. And I wanted to point that out. A lot of it has to do with this. This is a post from the other day. This was yesterday. Bitcoin purchased by ETFs, 9,163 on the 26th. And new Bitcoin produced by miners that day, 900. Guess what? This number going to be cut in half soon to 450 Bitcoin produced by miners per day because of the Bitcoin halving that is days away. So this supply shock that we're seeing right now is only going to get crazier. So I wanted to zoom in on the daily chart now and just discuss the move. First things first on the daily, this is what it looks like. There is still around just under 11 hours left of the daily candle. First things first, I'm waiting to see if Bitcoin can close the daily candle above this area, the 786 of the bull market doors, right? So that's first things first, because if Bitcoin falls, and right now we're looking at a 3.5% or so fall, if Bitcoin falls and closes a daily candle below this area, it's kind of not official, right? It's happening now. I'm doing the video now because look at that move. Look at that daily candle. How could I not do a video right now? But Bitcoin needs to close above the bull market doors, at least from my perspective. So that's first things first. I'll be watching that. And one thing I wanted to point out was now that Bitcoin is just, and this is the last 3 days, Bitcoin going kind of crazy. Not a lot of structure. I'm not watching really any type of short-term structure. I'm just sitting back. I'm letting Bitcoin do its thing. I'm watching and you know when Bitcoin gets in these environments, an explosive move away from the 20-day or even the 50-day down here. But in this case, the 20-day moving average, Bitcoin right now overextended 15%. Bitcoin has some room to go. Bitcoin could keep cruising to the upside, and that would be a show of a pretty normal move. One thing I am utilizing as a kind of a visualization tool is the Lux Algo indicator here. This is a reversal zone in red that you see. We see a lot of times on these reversal zones where Bitcoin's going to start slowing down a little bit, getting towards the upper end of this zone. Here's back in December, for instance. You can see Bitcoin kind of in a similar environment that it is right now, cooled down, even retraced to the 20-day, and that's going to be important, an important talking point that I'm going to show you in just a minute. But that Lux Algo reversal zone, something that I will be kind of tracking and using as a visualization purpose in my own analysis and in these videos, of course. But going to the daily RSI, this is something else I will be watching. Overbought right now, which is completely normal in this environment, Bitcoin breaking the bull market doors. It's going to hang out and overbought a lot in bull market environments. But it's the consolidation that takes place along the way that I will be watching. So let's start looking at historical context to understand what I mean by that. Here's Bitcoin in 2020 breaking the bull market doors. So Bitcoin just having a really nice run through the bull market doors back in 2020. Just look at it. Look at the price action. Keeps going, keeps going, keeps going. Even just in this upper end of the reversal zone, this indicator that we're using for visualization purpose. But if we open up the RSI, one thing I want to just make a note of, there was this slight hint on the RSI, the slower moving momentum oscillator, that there could be some consolidation about to take place. And that was this. Bitcoin had a swing high here, and then it went higher here, so higher high. And then on the RSI saw a lower high. A little bit of bearish divergence in that regard. In an overbought territory, it could signal, or at least caution, you know what, Bitcoin might be ready to consolidate. Not crash into a bear market or anything, but look what Bitcoin did. It consolidated to the 20 and actually to the bull market doors. An amazing, just the most amazing move to support areas on the daily. And then it just continued to the upside, kind of interacting with that 20-day, and then it went parabolic into the bull market. That's what Bitcoin did last cycle. So I think it's really useful to use this reversal zone indicator that we have here to really get a sense of, man, the momentum of Bitcoin and the caution that might be there, but also something like the RSI to really get a sense of when can consolidations take place. So down to the 20, Bitcoin 2020. Here's 2017, Bitcoin breaking the bull market doors. Check out this volatility, everybody. Bitcoin broke right through the reversal zone. This could be kind of a red flag if we see Bitcoin do something like this. Not to say Bitcoin's going to fall all the way through the bull market doors, below the bull market doors like it did in 2017, but it could be a signal of consolidation that, you know what, going over to this chart today, we might need to watch out for Bitcoin, what's happening at the top of the bull market doors, where we see support there, and what's happening at the 20-day moving average. 20-day is always in play. That's around $52,000. So that move in 2017, insanely volatile. But what happened? That volatility bounced and we cruised to the upside. Another volatile move to the downside to test the doors, and we're just going parabolic. So volatility is in play here, right? This isn't up only. It's not necessarily up only season. Going back to 2013, Bitcoin breaking the bull market doors, a different time, a different era for Bitcoin in the 20s. We're talking about in the $20, the $20 range. Bitcoin just higher highs, higher lows. Even if you just look at this reversal zone, Bitcoin just trending to the upside, nonstop, going parabolic in that bull market. But even still, look at the hint of support at the 20-day. Bitcoin wanted to just wick down, support at the 20. That 20-day moving average is important for me on the current daily chart, and that's something I will be watching, considering, taking note of as Bitcoin makes its moves through and above the bull market doors. So again, not a lot of structure. I'm not really watching any type of short-term targets or anything like that. We've been tracking targets, obviously, here's a monthly chart, but we have this target to the upside around 70,000. The target here, back here, was hit. This was around 50, 54, 55,000. That was hit already. It's more on the short term. What I'm watching for on the daily is just how Bitcoin's interacting outside of the bull market doors, what the RSI is doing, and just enjoying it. So everybody, those are my thoughts on Bitcoin breaking the bull market doors today. It happened. Congrats if you're out there. It has been really fun tracking this. Let's see how this daily candle closes. Once again, everybody, hit the subscribe, hit the like, turn notifications on. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.